The PMI for Saudi and the UAE shows robust business activity, and Sabic posts an 85% profit drop. You're watching the Daily Brief with Forbes. I'm Ramia Farad. Saudi and the UAE's non-oil sectors continued to grow in July, but the level of activity slipped from June highs. The Riyadh Bank Saudi PMI receded to 57.7 in July from 59.6 in June. Despite the drop, growth remained high, with 30% of surveyed firms reporting a rise in output. Meanwhile, the S&P UAE PMI index dropped to 56 in July from 56.9 in June. Higher output came with higher sales, but at a weaker pace as some businesses reported increased competition. Saudi petrochemicals giant Sabic posted an 85% drop in Q2 net profit year-on-year, coming in at $315 million. Revenues for the quarter fell 33.6% year-on-year to $9.9 billion. Sabic says the global chemicals market continues to witness a decline in global demand and an increase in supply for most of the company's products. This has driven a 7% decline in average selling price. Dubai-based real estate developer Adhere Development saw a 77% year-on-year surge in first-half profit to $32.3 million. First-half revenue rose 70% to $171.2 million year-on-year. Q2 net profit soared 90% to $17 million. Majority owned by Dubai Islamic Bank, Adhere's gains came from a rise in property development revenue, backed by higher construction progress at several projects. Adani Power, part of the Indian conglomerate Adani Group, saw an 83.26% rise in Q1 profit to $1.06 billion. It was boosted by a steep drop in its tax bill and a jump in collection of delayed payments. Still, Adani Power's revenue from operations fell 19.8% to $1.33 billion. Aero engineer Rolls-Royce saw operating profit of $855 million in its first half, more than 5 times the level of a year ago. The gains were led by a big improvement in its civil aerospace margin. Last week, the British company upgraded its full-year profit forecast to between $1.6 and $1.8 billion from its previous guidance of between $1 and $1.27 billion. Shares in Rolls, whose engines power Airbus A350 and Boeing 787 long-haul jets, rose to their highest level since March 2020 on the forecast update. BMW saw higher revenues for the first half at $80.87 billion, due in part to the integration of its Chinese joint venture BMW Brilliance Automotive, as well as higher sales and pricing. Its earnings before interest and taxes came in at $10.6 billion, up 42.6%. Net profit, however, fell to $7.21 billion, also due to the impact of integrating BBA the previous year. BMW paid a higher tax rate because of the consolidation. Wix.com, which helps small businesses build and operate websites, swung to a Q2 net profit that more than doubled forecasts. Wix also raised estimates for 2023. The Israeli company earned $1.38 per share in Q2, compared with a loss of 14 cents per share a year earlier. Revenue grew 13% to $390 million. Wix says the adoption of its platforms is increasing, so it's very comfortable in boosting its revenue guidance. And tech stocks saw ups and downs during the first half of this year, yet the top 25 global tech companies managed to gain $4.5 trillion during the period, according to analytics company Global Data. Nvidia continued to spearhead the surge, witnessing an over 90% rise in market value in Q1 and a 52% increase in market value in Q2. Other companies that saw impressive Q2 gains are Meta, up 33.8%, Oracle up 28.9%, and Amazon up 26.4%. I'm Ramia Faraj. This is the Daily Brief. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.